everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Christina. I am currently 21 weeks pregnant with my first baby, first time mom. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over a couple of things. The first thing I'm going to go over is how our anatomy scan went. We had that last Friday, so almost a week ago. If I sound out of breath, it's because I am, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm up a little higher today because I'm officially past the point where I can sit on the floor and film, so I have a little vanity bench that I'm sitting on. But anyway, so we're gonna go over the anatomy scan. I'm gonna show you guys the picture. We really sadly didn't get that many pictures. I was kind of upset because they got so many good ones, and they literally gave me one profile, one of her foot, and one of her like girl parts, and I'm like, really? Like, you guys took like 1,000 pictures and that's all that you gave me? But whatever. And they didn't do any 3D, which I was like pissed about. I was not happy, but it's okay. It was still really, really awesome to get to see her. And we do get to go back in 4 weeks, which I'll explain that in a bit. So we're gonna do anatomy scan, and then I'm gonna go over my pregnancy must-haves. And then lastly, we are 21 weeks today, so I will show the bump at the end of the video and maybe talk about some symptoms too. So yeah, so we had our anatomy scan on Friday. Overall, I think it went really well. She was pretty good with cooperating. We got to see a lot. It was just really crazy because the last time we had seen her, I was only 8 weeks, and I'll show you guys a picture of what she looked like at 8 weeks for reference. So I mean, you can definitely tell that there's a baby, like this was her head, but she was definitely still very like jelly bean looking. I lied, this is her head here, and then her feet and bottom there. So, you know, that was really all that we had of her. So that was last time we saw her. And this time, I have this in a frame because we're gonna hang it up in this room. We are hopefully painting the nursery this weekend, hopefully. I got her an awesome antique dresser off of Marketplace. I'll show you guys that too later. But so this is what she was looking like at 20 weeks. This is her little fingers. Her hand was like above her head. Look at her little button nose. She's so cute. So that is baby Hazel currently, or as of a week ago. I'm sure she's grown even more since then. But yeah, my nose is like constantly running right now. So it went really well. They didn't really have any concerns. There's this thing that I guess is really common where when a baby's brain is forming, sometimes like water can retain and it can cause like tiny cysts, but they go away on their own. The doctor said she's not worried about it. She doesn't want me to be worried about it. I scored super low risk for everything with my genetic testing, so she is not worried. I am trying not to be worried. I forget the name of the kind of cysts that they are, but she seems very unfazed and unworried. And she said the only reason she was even telling me is because obviously it's going to show up on my report, so she doesn't want me to like see it and freak out. So but other than that, everything was perfect. She was measuring big. She was measuring, they said like the average for a baby at 11 weeks, at 20 weeks is about 11 ounces, and she was measuring at 14 ounces, so just under a pound, which by now she's probably like right under a pound or a pound. I can definitely feel the weight of her at this point. And then after like the tech like took all her pictures, and then the doctor came in and she put the wand on me. I don't know exactly what she was looking for, but there was like something where the baby wasn't cooperating for her. So she's like, I want you to come back in 4 weeks just so I can see if I can like see what I want to see. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna complain. I'll take all the ultrasounds that I can get, because as you guys know, or if you don't know, you really don't get that many ultrasounds unless you're like super high risk. So like clearly I just told you, like I hadn't had one since 8 weeks, and she was a totally different looking being by then. So but yeah, overall it went really well. I was really happy with it. We did book a private scan for 4D at the end of May, so I'm super excited for that. And yeah, so that was how that went. Now I'm gonna jump into my pregnancy essentials. I keep looking like at myself instead of at the camera because I'm an amateur filmer, so don't mind me. Anyway, so pregnancy essentials. So I did put some stuff in here that I'm not necessarily using now, but that really helped me like in the beginning of pregnancy. So I'm gonna start with those first. All right, so in the category of nausea and sickness of any kind in pregnancy, I recommend a very fun puke bucket for emergencies. Mine is a pumpkin because I love Halloween and I'm like, if I'm gonna be sick, I'm gonna be spooky about it. So you definitely need a puke bucket by your bed. I have not puked in this in a long time, which is the only reason why I have stuff like in it. And it's been washed, obviously. Next, very standard, very highly recommended is saltines. I went through a period of time where that was all I could eat was saltines and water and ginger ale. So in the very beginning of pregnancy, like I had to eat like constantly or I would feel sick. So I would basically just munch on saltines all day long. And I'm not saying that it made me feel better, but it did definitely help to like settle me a little bit. So definitely puke bucket, definitely saltines. Also in the category of nausea, these are so beat up, so they're like ugly looking now, but I highly recommend the C-bands. And I want to put a disclaimer out there. If you have hyperemesis, I think that's what it's called, hyperemesis gravidium, something like that. Basically when you're sick through your whole pregnancy and like nothing helps, these probably aren't going to help you. This is just for like regular standard like pregnancy nausea. But I definitely saw help with these. If you're not familiar with these, they're basically motion sickness bands. You just put them on your wrist. The measurement is like, I think it's 3 fingertips down from the crease of your wrist. And it just like puts pressure point, and these really helped me. So I used these a lot in the beginning of pregnancy. The other thing that I found really helped was the Preggy Pop Drops Plus. They make regular ones. The only difference between the Plus and the regular is that the Plus has vitamin B6, I believe, which is supposed to help with nausea. Yeah, vitamin B6. The other ones don't have that. You can only eat a certain amount of these a day because they have the B6. So if you want to be able to eat them all day long, then you would get the regular ones. But I've had both. These were the only like hard candies that I felt like did anything. I did have like ginger ones from Pink Stork. They didn't do anything. These actually help. They're like sour candies. They taste just like Jolly Ranchers kinda. They're really sour. So these helped a lot. So Preggy Pop Drops, you can get them I think at Target. I don't know if Walmart carries them, but I really liked these. I think that's everything I had as far as nausea, other than like water and ginger ale, obviously. For a heartburn, lately I am taking the Tums Chewy Bites. I absolutely despise the like chalky Tums. I can eat them in an emergency, but I really would prefer not to. They did prescribe me a heartburn medication at the OB, but it does nothing. Like literally doesn't do anything for it at all, so I just stopped taking it. So these are kind of like chewy candies. They're still not like my favorite thing in the world, but I do think they're a little easier to take than the chalky ones. I just really hate the texture of those. And then moving on, and I'm gonna say a disclaimer before I even show these because I am so sick of people coming for me for these vitamins. I am aware that they're not the best prenatal vitamins that I could be taking, but these are literally the only ones I can take that don't make me sick. So with that being said, I take the CVS brand gummy prenatals. When I first was trying to conceive, I was iron deficient because I was on the keto diet. And my liver doctor, because I think I've mentioned in a previous video, I do have fatty liver disease, which is why I was on keto so that I could lose weight and like help my liver. So my doctor at that time, my liver doctor had said, I want you to, since you're going to try to get pregnant anyway, why don't you take a prenatal with iron, like that has iron in it. So I was taking those for at least 2 months before we even started trying to conceive. And then once I got pregnant, I was still taking them. And I would notice that every time I took them, I would get way more sick. So my OB was like, stop taking those, switch to the gummies, and we'll keep an eye on your iron. So that's what I've been doing. I haven't had any problems with my iron at all. And that's people's biggest issue with these, is that they don't normally contain iron. But I haven't had an issue with my iron at all. Obviously, you need to get, you know, your levels checked when you're pregnant anyways. You shouldn't just be not getting blood work the whole time you're pregnant. As long as your doctor's keeping tabs on it, these are fine. I haven't had any issues. My baby is fine. So these are what I take for prenatals. I take 2 of these a day. And then I think that's it for like stuff that is ingested, I guess. My next suggestion is, so obviously you need to drink a lot more water in pregnancy. So I always suggest that you have a fancy cup that makes you want to drink water. I used to be a Color Street stylist, I'm not anymore, but this is just a really awesome cup. It keeps things really cold, and it makes drinking water a little bit easier to do regularly. So I recommend a really good water cup, something that makes you want to drink water. Maybe something with like a fancy straw or something that just you like. And then I gotta bend down for these next few. So I guess this could be in the nausea category as well. I found that distraction was always great for me. So I definitely recommend some type of gaming system. Obviously this is a Nintendo Switch, but you could really use an Xbox. I have an Xbox as well. Computer gaming, whatever, something to distract yourself from the sickness. So this has always helped me. I'm an avid animal crosser. This is the weirdest pregnancy symptom. Like, you literally cannot talk. Is anyone else going through that? Because I feel like, anyway, I am an avid Animal Crossing player. I also like Stardew Valley. I play Cozy Grove. So if anyone wants my Switch code to be friends, let me know. So I highly recommend something like that. And then 2 other things I recommend is a journal. So I got this when I first found out I was pregnant, and I have been writing letters to my baby since I first found out. I usually write like once a week or so. Sometimes more if like something significant happened or I had like an interesting symptom or whatever. I just think this is like really, really cool to look back on and be able to share with them when they're a little bit older. So I highly recommend this. And then next is a pregnancy book. I just have the classic, What to Expect When Expecting, the newest one. My cousin's wife gave this to me as a gift, so thank you, Amanda. You know, it's just good to have like for reference. The pregnancy apps nowadays are really awesome too. But I just like to have something like physical that I can read as well. And then the last thing that I have physically here with me to show you that is definitely a necessity is a pregnancy pillow. I got this one at Burlington Coat Factory. I think it was like 30 bucks, and I think it was Graco brand. I have used and abused this. It's pretty flat now. I really need to get like a better one on Amazon. But like I can't, like I sleep with this every single night, and an additional pillow like between my knees because my hip pain is really bad. So definitely one of those. The next couple items I don't have physically with me, so I'll add pictures of them. Actually, I think it's really just one, to be honest. And that is a humidifier. You need a humidifier because you are gonna get so dry everywhere, and you also get a lot of congestion. Like you can't, I mean, I guess everyone's different, but from the majority of people that I talk to, you get like super congested. And because you're congested, like your nose gets dry. Yeah. So I find that a humidifier at night really helps. Excuse me. I actually use I am a Scentsy consultant, so I actually use a Scentsy diffuser, and I just don't put any essential oil in it. You totally could if you wanted to, but I just fill mine with water. I'll put a picture of a Scentsy diffuser here, but you can really use any humidifier. And yeah, so I would say those are like my essentials. So yeah, moving on. Symptoms that I'm having this week, I don't really feel like there's a lot of new stuff. Just like a little more pelvic pain. Her movement has picked up even more. I did find out at my anatomy scan that I do have an anterior placenta, so that would make sense why I'm not feeling as much movement as I feel like some other people do at this point. Some days I feel her more than others, and I feel like it's just heavily dependent on the position that she's in that day. My heartburn has kind of let up a little bit this week, which is nice. I haven't had to eat any Tums this week at all, which is crazy. My hip pain has been really bad. I've been having a really hard time with hip pain. Lower back pain is starting to kick up a notch, and my belly is getting a lot rounder. I feel like I can really tell that I'm pregnant now when I look in the mirror. I think that's really it as far as like symptoms go. So I'm gonna get up and show you guys my belly at 21 weeks. Okay, so this is where we are at 21 weeks. Definitely getting very round and big. I guess my other pregnancy must-haves are maternity pants and clothes. Like, these are great. I actually got these off of Shein. I wasn't sure how they were gonna fit, but they fit pretty good. So this is 21 weeks today. And then I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the dresser that I got for her off of Marketplace. It's right here. So this is the antique dresser that we found. Obviously there's a bunch of stuff over here, but it was just missing the one knob, so I'm gonna replace the top knobs completely, either with crystal knobs, or since her room is gonna be Alice themed, I was thinking even if I could find some cute mushroom knobs, that would be really cute. So yeah, we did pick a crib out, and I think it's gonna match this perfectly. I don't really have much in here right now. I did start her diaper drawer, so that stuff, and then this is like washcloth, socks, and little pants. Like I said, I don't really have much yet. This is hats, receiving blankets, and bibs. And then down here, I just started putting all of her newborn and 0 to 3 size onesies. So that is that. And that is it for today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you've been enjoying these. If there's anything that you guys want to see or video ideas that you have, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'm also going to start linking my other social media below. I am on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. So I hope you guys will consider following me there as well. And I will see you guys in the next one.